สวัสดีค่ะ and welcome back to At Bright Insight with me กรกนก วิชิตพันธ์ I will be keeping you updates on Buddhist activities from across the globe. Let us start with the International Dhammayada Ordination Program taking place at Wat Patthammakaya Temple in Thailand. International Dhammayada Ordination Program or IDOP 2019 is now open for international men to participate starting from 6 July to 10 August 2019. The program was first organized in 2005. The training was initiated by Longpa Thamashayo with the objective of promoting ethics and morality among youths in addition to their academic education. Education alone cannot adequately cultivate ethics and morality in a person. This year, many international men, mainly in Asia continent, participated in the programs available in Chinese and English. From the source, 3 participants from Johannesburg, South Africa will be joining the program. Before attending this auspicious program taking place at Wat Patthammakaya in Thailand, they participated in the hair clipping ceremony taking place at their home country, and likewise, the participants from the Dhammakaya Center, Singapore. We will be keeping you updated with the International Dhammayada Ordination Program, so make sure that you stay tuned with us this month. Next, Buddhist monk walked in the morning alms round to spread Buddhism. Although Buddhism spread throughout Asia, it remained virtually unknown in the West until modern times. Thus, Buddhist monks walked in the morning alms round in Manchester City to spread Buddhist traditions to locals. Alms offering is one of the most common practices in Buddhism. With the head-shaven, wearing the orange robe, and go about bare feet, they were easily recognized. They walk single file, oldest first, and carry their alms bowls in front of them. And as expected, the locals were interested and joined in the morning's alms round. Thank you to the Facebook page 快乐天堂 for your news. Next, let us discover how the meditation trend is getting popular among the Japanese elder. Recently, 5 teaching monks from the Dhammakaya Temple in Japan have been invited to teach and guide a group of Japanese elders to meditate at Thai festival in Utsunomiya. To meditate, firstly is to learn how to still the mind on the point that is best balanced. It is a station of non-defile. Secondly is how to lead the mind to go deeper along the track of real peace. It is the middle way, the one and only way that leads to the real awakening, and finally to the true enlightenment. And thank you to the Facebook page 快乐天堂 again for the news. Next, the icon Siam marked Buddhist Lent with the iconic Candle Festival. Icon Siam celebrate Buddhist Lent and Thailand's unique Candle Festival, with the iconic Candle Festival from 12 to 17 at Icon Siam, with an aim to preserve the country's traditional candle procession and the art of candle carving from master craftsmen. On display at Icon Siam will be a spectacular candle wax crafted from Ubon Ratchathani, the city famed for its most elaborated and largest candle festival of the country. This will be a great opportunity to bring festival into the city for new generations and tourists to experience Thai tradition. Lavish 2018 awarding-winning carved candles that stands over 5 meters tall by master craftsman Veera Misuk will be on display. This giant wax art piece portrays an excerpt from the story of Buddha when Queen Maya of Sakya, a mother of Buddha, had a vision in her dream. The highlight piece will be surrounded by 77 beautifully carved wax candles, representing 77 temples from each province of the country. Buddhists are encouraged to bring small candles used in their daily prayers for donations. All 77 carved candles, along with all donated candles, will be given to the temples in needs across 77 provinces. Thank you, BangkokPost.com for the news. Next, British Museum sent Buddhist artifacts back to its home country, Afghanistan. Ancient Buddhist artifacts from Afghanistan will soon be returned to Kabul and go on display to the National Museum of Afghanistan, according to British Museum official. The repatriation of these objects is one of the most significant cases of stolen art being returned to the region. The items include 9 sculpted heads likely chopped off by Taliban looters and the intact torso of Bodhisattva, in of the Gandharan style common to the region. The objects were first discovered stuffed in wooden crates at London's Heathrow Airport in 2002, while their origin was traced to Peshawar in Pakistan. They were sent to British Museum in 2018 to be analyzed and catalogued. The artifacts to be returned have been dated to the 4th to 6th century CE, when Buddhism flourished in this area, which serves as a trading route between India, China, and the Middle East. Hundreds of monasteries exist in the region, only to be abandoned around the 8th century CE, when Arab invaders entered into and took over the area. Earlier discoveries at an area called Mesh Anak point to an extensive remains of an ancient Buddhist settlement that dates to Kushan Gandhara period, and further archaeological evidence points to civilizations in the area flourishing as early as the 3rd century BCE. And thank you BuddhistStore.net for the news. Next week we will be celebrating the Sthana Busha Day. Let us discover more about this important day. Sthana Busha Day is another important day in Buddhism. It falls on the 15th day of the 8th waxing moon. 4 events took place during the times of our Lord Buddha as follows. First, it was the day of our Lord Buddha's first sermon to the 5 ascetics in the forest of Isipatana Marukatayawan near Benares. Second, it was the day of our Lord Buddha's first disciple. His name was Gotanya. He became enlightened as the first stream winner. Third, it was the day of the first Buddhist monk. The monk was Gotanya. After he had become a stream winner, he requested an ordination. Our Lord Buddha ordained him as the first monk in Buddhism. Fourth, it is the birth date of the Tripojam, which includes the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the monks. The first witness to the Buddha's enlightenment had occurred. This completed the Lord Buddha's Buddhahood. It meant that the Buddha did not attain enlightenment and kept the knowledge to himself like a silent Buddha. Sthana Busha Day has its beginning as described below. After the Lord Buddha's enlightenment, he spent a period of 7 weeks immersed in the bliss of emancipation. After this blissful period, he was concerned that his enlightenment knowledge was so deep that it would be difficult for beings thick with defilements to follow. The Brahma king, Sahambodhi, knew of the Lord Buddha's concern and requested him to give a sermon, because there were still beings with less dirt in their eyes. With his great compassion, the Lord Buddha employed the Buddha vision to check out the beings that were still trapped in the 3 worlds. He saw that there were beings of low defilements, and some still thick with them. There were some whose merit was vast, and others were still small. Some were easy to teach, others were not. Like the lotus plant that grew in water, some grew in deep water, some were near the surface, some were almost out of the surface. Some were not ready to bloom. Some were ready, just like the beings could be taught. The Lord Buddha finally agreed to the Brahma king's request. After the Brahma king departed, the Lord Buddha began to consider to whom he should give the first sermon. Who could penetrate the Dhamma? He considered the ascetics, Urara and Uttaka, who were brilliant and their defilements had been kept very low for a long while. They would be able to penetrate the Dhamma quickly once they heard his sermon. One celestial being knew of the Lord Buddha's intention. He descended from his celestial castle to inform the Lord Buddha that both ascetics had already been dead. The Lord Buddha checked and found out that both ascetics had indeed been dead. He thought it was indeed their great misfortune. If they could only hear the Dhamma, they would penetrate it immediately. Afterward, he considered the 5 ascetics who were once very good to him. They had attended to him while he was still a bodhisattva. Therefore, he wanted to see them at the forest. When the ascetics spot the Lord Buddha from afar, they agree with each other. Fellows, this monk Gautama is greedy. He has stopped practicing self-mortification and is coming here because of greed. Here he comes. We will not pay him respect. We will not get up to greet him. We will not take his alms bowls and his robe for him. We will only prepare a cushioned seat just in case he wants to sit down. Once the Lord Buddha arrived, the Buddha power caused them to forget their agreement. They all got up to greet the exalted one. One took his alms bowl and robe. Another prepared a cushioned seat. One prepared a foot bath. Another placed a footstool by the seat, and one presented to the Buddha a foot dyeing tile. The Lord Buddha sat on the cushioned seat, then washed his feet. After having welcomed the exalted one, the ascetics addressed him inappropriately by using his name and inferior title. After having addressed the exalted one, thus the Lord Buddha forbade the ascetics by saying, "Behold, ascetics, you must not address us by our name or by an inferior title. Behold, we, the Tathagata, are an Arahat and have already attained enlightenment on our own. Pay attention. We have penetrated the Dhamma. We shall teach. We shall preach the Dhamma. Once you have practiced according to our teaching, soon you will penetrate an incomparable benefit, which is the ultimate of the holy life." After the Lord Buddha said these words, the ascetic had an immediate reaction. "Young Gautama, you once practiced self-mortification and could not even attain enlightenment. Now that you have been greedy and lax, how is it possible that you have attained enlightenment and become a Buddha?" After the ascetics expressed their view, the Lord Buddha said, "Behold, ascetics, the Tathagata is not greedy, nor is he lax. He is here not because of greed. Behold, the Tathagata is an Arahat and has attained enlightenment on his own. Pay attention. We have penetrated the Dhamma. We shall teach and we shall preach. Once you have practiced according to our teaching, you will penetrate an incomparable benefit, which is the ultimate of the holy life." The exalted one repeated these words 3 times. The Lord Buddha continued, "Behold, these words that were just uttered have never been spoken before. This is the very first time." Once the ascetic heard the Lord Buddha's confirmation, they were then willing to listen and pay attention to his sermon. The Lord Buddha first sermoned to the 5 ascetics were about 2 things that monks should not practice. First, being involved in all forms of sensual desire. This lowly nature belongs to commoners, to ordinary people. It does not belong to holy individuals. It has no benefit. Second, the practice of self-mortification is not the practice of holy individuals. It has no benefit. The Lord Buddha then praised the middle path, which led him to attain enlightenment. It includes the Noble Eightfold Path and the Four Noble Paths. At the end of the sermon, the ascetic Gotanya understood what he heard and became enlightened as a stream winner. He was able to attain the Magaya. Therefore, this event marked the completion of the triple jump. As the result of the first summit, celestial beings in every realm, from earth sprites to the Brahma beings, all sang the Lord Buddha's praises. The sound resonated through tens of thousands universes, and incomparable brightness pervaded everywhere as a result of the celestial powers. We have now learned something about Asana Busha Day. All of us Buddhists should deepen our faith in the triple jump and be determined to practice meditation until we can attain the Dhammagaya quickly. And we hope to see you all on the Asana Busha Day at Dhammagaya Temple next week. Let us end at Bright Insight with the Lord Buddha's quote. Happiness does not depend on what you have or who you are. It solely relies on what you think. We hope you are enjoying our news today. Stay tuned with our at Bright Insight on Sunday and Tuesday. And you can watch all episodes of our news program by visiting our GBN Global Buddhist Network official website, gbnus.com, or from the Facebook page, GBN US. Thank you for joining us. See you again next week. สวัสดีค่ะ